Hey everybody, I'm Robin and these are my reflections. And today we're doing the tag One Deck Gone Wild. Now, this is a community tag, as I understand, that was created on Discord. And Rose Honey Ritual, that YouTube channel, is the one that is housing the playlist for this. So I will link in the description box below the playlist as well as Rose Honey Ritual's video because I think it's the one that kind of kicked it all off and let everybody know how to do everything. So I will link all of that in the description box below so you can check it out. There are a lot of questions. There are 37 questions, and I have chosen 24 of them. I'm not going to answer all 37. We're going to do 24 here today, and that's what we're going to do. So, the first question is so the deck that I'm going to use, let's start there, is the Superlunaris Tarot. Superlunaris Tarot is that's my deck, my favorite deck. So the first question is, why did you choose this deck? And it's because it's my favorite deck. And I'm new to YouTube and I haven't had a chance to really talk about this deck. And this deck hasn't gotten its 30 minutes of fame. So I figured this is because I got it before I got the YouTube channel. So I didn't get to do an unboxing or a walkthrough or a review or anything. So this is my chance to give this deck its 30 minutes of fame and then maybe get it out of my system so that you guys can stop hearing about it. Because if you've been rocking with me, you've probably seen it a million times by now. So this is what I'm doing. This is Superlunaris Tarot. Then the next question was my favorite set of minors. So my favorite set of minors are the fours. I had to look through the deck because I was like, what? I was like, huh? So the fours, definitely. I went through all of them and I think these are my favorite of if I had to choose a set of all four cards that I like, this is it, the fours. I really enjoy these. I think that it's a RWS based deck. So everything kind of, follows the scenes of the RWS. So of course they illustrate the meanings of the cards in the same way that RWS would. However, I like the energy of these cards. I love this Four of Swords. It's one of my favorites ever. I like the light coming in. I think it's beautiful. I like that she is curled up in what looks like a wedding gown, like she ran away from her wedding or ran away from a party and went in here and fell asleep in the middle of the day. Like it's just hiding from life. And I love the feel of that. Um, this Four of Swords, this Four of Wands, I've always loved. I don't know. I like the beekeeper. I like what they're wearing. I enjoy that they're, connected in a way. I feel that sisterly fun, that sisterly passion there. This four I have always loved because it looks like is he is just in so he's holding on so tight. And then what he has around his head almost looks like melted coins that are like melting into his head almost. I love this four of coins so much. I really do. I've always loved it. So this would be one of my favorite cards in the deck. And then this is a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. So, yes, definitely the fours. And then the next question was, what card reminds me to relax when it comes up? That would be my Empress. I keep both. There are two Empress cards in this deck, and you'll see another one later. But I keep both the Empress cards in this deck because they have different feelings for me. And this one definitely gives me sort of tropical vacation vibes. And so it makes me think of vacations and the tropics and relaxation in the sun. So yeah, definitely reminds me to cool down a little bit when I see it. Um, Four, what your favorite representation of the color blue would obviously be this one. Well, maybe not obvious to you, but obvious to me because I actually have a tarot cloth that I got, like a background cloth that I got from the shop, the Superlunar shop, with this print on it because I love it so much. So this is yes, my favorite representation of the color blue. I think this moon card is beautiful. Um, that was a random ass question though, by the way. Like, some of these questions are so random. What card makes you feel nostalgic? It is this other Empress card. Now, I mentioned that there were 2 Empress cards in the deck. This is the second one, and I keep them both in. I used to keep both of the Emperor cards in because one of them had like a American flag and the other one didn't. And so I used the one with the American flag to be the sort of a negative version of the emperor because I was pissed with the American government at the time. But now I took that one out because it was just triggering me. So, but I still keep both empresses in. And this one makes me feel nostalgic because this is the first time I have. First, there's a lot of things about this card. First of all, it looks just like me, and I had a dress just like that when I lived in the Middle East. And I can't tell you how many times I've been on a picnic dressed like that in the sun. Um, this is my life. You know what I mean? Like it literally looks like it could have been a picture of me that I have on my phone. And I had never, so there's that. And that's nostalgic for me. And then also, it brings me back to the first time that I actually felt like I saw myself in a tarot deck. Like, not just people like me or people that seem like me, but this was the first time that I actually saw what looked like me in a deck. Like, actually felt like I was in the deck. It was so amazing to me, and the conversations that I had with the creator regarding it. So that's nostalgic to me as well. So yes, that is definitely a nostalgic card. Brings me back to good feels. So the next question is favorite animal that's represented in the deck. So there's not a ton of animals in this deck, but I like cats, and that's the only representation of a cat. So I'm gonna go with the strength card. Gotta love a lion, you know. Gotta love a pretty lion. The next one is if you made this deck a meal, what would it be? Okay, so you're gonna have to come down a whole rabbit hole with me, right? So this deck is like my buddy. It's like my friend, right? So I don't cook, and my friend would know that and would not expect me to make it a meal. However, my friend would definitely come out to brunch with me. And so I would go, I feel like me and this deck, we're like, you know, good friends or chatty sisters or whatever. We would go to brunch and we would do it up. We would go to like Dubai style brunch. If you know, you know. And we would start out with, I'm gonna just go down this rabbit hole with me, y'all. Just go down the rabbit hole with me. So we start out with, because in Dubai brunches, we eat a lot, we drink a lot. They're like 6 hours, 7 hours long. We're there all day, right? And then the after parties and everything. So I would start out with a charcuterie board with some champagne because you got to start with champagne at brunch. And, you know, a couple pieces of sushi while we're chatting and hugging everybody and saying hello and catching up with everybody at the table and everybody around at the brunch. And then, you know, we'll start to eat a little bit. We'll do a little breakfast. We'll do, you know, a light breakfast. And we're drinking at this point hard lemonades. We're not going too hard yet, you know, just a little hard lemonade, right? And then we're going to, you know, a little bit of time will go on, and we'll start drinking, going around to see. At Dubai brunches, a lot of times there'll be like different bars that make different types of drinks. So we might go find us a fun drink like an espresso martini or something fun, walking around, talking to everybody, having a good time. Now we're coming towards later in the evening, later in the afternoon. We're hungry, really hungry, and we need to really fill up because we're about to really get into it, right? So we're gonna start eating things like bread and tacos and maybe some paella and steak, you know, because we're about to really drink now, right? Now we're getting into tequila and now we're getting into the tequila and the bourbon. Damn the martinis and the hard lemonades. We're doing tequila and bourbon now. Now it's time for dessert. Gotta have dessert. So we're doing macaroons and cinnamon rolls with a little coffee, maybe spiked with a little Bailey's, a little tea, you know. And then we're going to the after party. And at the after party, we will be drinking red wine. And so that is the meal for me and Superlunaris. We're going to brunch. We're going to Dubai brunch. Thank you for coming down the rabbit hole with me. This is La Menu Oracle deck from Queen Sugar's Tarot's Etsy page if you want it, just so you know. The next question is, what is this deck's favorite book? Now, Superlunaris Tarot is this deck is, she's sweet but deep, and she's I mean, she's serious but not harsh, she's not pushy. And so I think that she would like, because I was like, I think she would definitely like poetry, but she's not going to want poetry that nobody can understand. You know what I mean? Like, that's hard to get to the bottom of. So I think she would really like something by Maya Angelou. Um, this book or any of her books would be great. I think that she would really enjoy a lovely Maya Angelou poem, or one of her, sitting down and reading through some of her poetry or one of her books. She would enjoy that. I know I would, and I think she's a lot like me. So, number 13, if you were to travel anywhere, where would you take this deck? If you could travel anywhere, where would you take it? I would think that this deck would want to go with me somewhere new, because it likes to it likes to go with me through my life and just kind of watch me grow and help me grow. And so I think it would want to go with me somewhere new. I've never been to South America. So I think backpacking across South America. Maybe not all of South America, but a few countries. I think that's where we would go. Number 15, something you would change about the deck. You know what I would change? The cover of this box. It's very fuzzy. I don't know, it feels really fuzzy, almost like it's not quite focused, and I would just sharpen that up a little bit. Other than that, nothing. um Number 16. Which card would you hang in a room of your house? Oh, goodness. So, which card wouldn't I hang in the room of my house? I have so many prints. So, these two were hanging in my office. This one was hanging in my bedroom. These sit and they're framed, and they sit in my office where my selenite and stuff is, and Buddha and all that. So yeah, this is like, yes. I have many prints from this deck. So the question really is, which card wouldn't I hang in my house? Number 18. If Superlunaris could have one superpower, what would it be? I watched this show once on Netflix about fairy people, and the fairy people were able to calm, one of the fairy people was able to calm people without them knowing. And I think that would be the superpower that this deck would have, just the ability to just kind of calm you down without you even knowing what's happening, or that that you've been magicked, you know. So this is that's the definitely what this deck's superpower is. Number 23, draw 3 random cards: bed, wed, behead. Okay, I have some cards out of the deck for some answers to other questions, so we'll come back to that one because I want to draw from the full deck. So number 24, what's the deck's signature favorite scent or flavor? The favorite scent is definitely rose. I think that the deck's favorite scent is going to be the flavor of, or like rose, sugar water in their coffee, rose scented things. Absolutely rose. 24. Now that was 26. How old does the deck believe it is? There is no such thing as age. Like, what are you talking about? How old? How dare you ask a lady her age? Like, number 28. What is the gender of the deck? Absolutely a woman. This is a female. She is my best friend. I don't know why that is, but that's just the way it is. Like, maybe in somebody else's house, the same deck is male, but in my house, it's a female. So my most favorite card is the Two of Cups, because the first time I saw this card, it really made me think. Um, it really made me consider a different version of the Two of Cups, or a different way to see the Two of Cups. And I really enjoy that about this deck and about this card. I think it's beautiful. And I think the message that I take from it is beautiful. My least favorite card has always been this Temperance card. Don't ask me why. I think I just don't like her dress. I don't like her dress. I don't think it's flattering on her. She ain't got on no bra. Like it's just a lot of stuff. Like it's mostly the dress, I think. I know that's shallow as hell, but there it was. I don't like that dress. Does any card remind you of someone? This card, the Nine of Coins, reminds me of Jasmine Guy. It looks like Jasmine Guy, and it specifically makes me think of Jasmine Guy in the Vampire Diaries as Bonnie's grandmother. Um, the next question, which card in the deck do you feel most represents you right now? Again, Two of Cups, because I'm on this sort of connecting with myself journey right now and appreciating myself. Number 32, what card in this deck do you feel gives a unique spin on my regular opinion of that card? Same, Two of Cups. That's the same. I already said that. So number 33, which card in the deck makes me laugh? It's this one, the Three of Cups. I think that every time I see this, they just look like they're having so much fun. The joy in this card makes me want to go to the beach, makes me want to call my friends, makes me want to hang out with people, even just strangers. I don't care. Like it just makes me want to be as joyful as they are. And whatever it takes to get there, I'm willing to do, you know? So that card definitely gives me like it just makes me want to laugh in the way that they are laughing. It brings me joy, I guess is what I should say. Or it makes me want to seek out joy. So this is the last question before we circle back to the other one. Which card in this deck makes me feel calm, seen, and emotional? And the real question is, what card doesn't? Every card in this deck makes me feel seen. The whole deck makes me feel calm and it helps me with my emotions. So I love this deck. All these cards, all of these, all of them. This one is a whole mood. I love it. And then let's circle back to number 23. So it was draw 3 random cards, bed, wed, behead. So let's give it a shuffle. And then we'll draw. Okay. We're going to draw 3 random cards. Okay. So, damn it. Okay. So I think we're going to have to. Oh my goodness, this is craziness. So we'll bed him. We'll wed her, even though this is my least favorite card, and we're definitely gonna have to behead that because I mean it's snakes. The snake's got to be beheaded, and we'll wed her and we'll bed him, and that's how we'll do that. Like this is crazy, and that's it. That's it for me and my tag, my VR response to this tag. This was a lot of fun, guys. I think I might do this again with a different deck at another point. But this was fun. So thank you for giving me a chance to give my favorite deck its 30 minutes of fame. And until next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye.